Today I'm breaking down the top 3 sword builds in Where Winds Meet. This game gives you freedom. Freedom to fight the way you want. Switch between weapons, mid-flow, and shape your combat identity through movement, timing, and layered mechanics. But with so many systems, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So today, I'm breaking down 3 polished, reliable, progression-friendly builds that feel great from early game all the way into endgame. No matter if you want hybrid offense, pressure, and control, or pure tactical mastery, these 3 weapon pairings will carry you. So, let's jump straight in. This build thrives on balance. Offense from the Nameless sword, sustain, and utility from the Panacea fan. The sword sets the pace with fast combos, mid-range pressure, and clean gap closers. It's one of the best beginner-friendly weapons because it rewards timing, teaches spacing, and gives you answers for almost every situation. Its charged wave attack is especially valuable early on. The Panacea fan is the perfect pairing because it compensates for everything the sword lacks. Unlocked early through the Oddity vendor quests, it gives you on-demand self-healing, team support in co-op, and a surprisingly solid set of ranged options. The moment you get this fan, the game becomes far more forgiving. Long boss fights become manageable, exploration gets safer, and even PvP duels allow for clutch comebacks. Together, sword and fan combine pressure and sustain into a single flow. Attack, reposition, heal, repeat. Our weapon progression is smooth. The Nameless sword scales evenly with strength and dexterity, so you're never forced into a rigid build path. Upgrade it with Jade coins as you explore and complete breakthroughs. Meanwhile, oddities you collect, those glowing fairies or firefly puzzles, directly fuel your fan's effectiveness by increasing your health, stamina, and elemental power. Then, weapon talents deepen the synergy. Sword talents increase crit rate, shorten charge time, and unlock an aerial dash for mobility. Fan talents improve healing below 50% HP, reduce recovery cooldowns, and grant defensive bonuses in PvP. These talents level naturally through story, co-op, and exploration. Gear for the build focuses on balanced stats, accuracy, elemental damage, and max HP. Early on, use the recommended set pairings in your equipment menu, then refine secondary stats later with Jade coins. Because refinement is refundable, experimentation is encouraged. Then, Mystic Arts push the playstyle further. Wind Surge boosts movement and crit for your burst windows. Spirit Flow creates a damaging and healing field that synergizes perfectly with your sword/fan rhythm. Dragon's Breath amps your charged attacks by roughly 30%, making your opener much scarier. Also, our talents add even more identity. Base talents give crit boosts and mythic slots. Boss talents unlock from completing specific encounter challenges and give bonuses like extra boss damage or damage reduction. Even PvP talents you unlock casually will pad out your stats. Internal skills drive the engine. Sword Wave Amplifier enhances charged waves. Totemic Healing strengthens your fan totems. Boss Break amplifies boss damage. And Dual Harmony boosts both healing and damage. You'll unlock better internals every 10 levels as you complete breakthrough trials. And finally, let's go over our rotation. We open with the Charged Wave, close in, land a double strike, dodge cleave backward, switch to fan while moving, drop healing, harass with ranged hits, then return to sword when cooldowns reset. It plays like a wuxia dance. Pressure, retreat, heal, repeat. Smooth, safe, and extremely reliable. Overall, the heart of the build lies in elemental flow and skill synergy. The sword uses wind, focusing on precision, crits, and fast cuts. And then the fan channels water and life by creating healing zones and passive regen. Wind boosts evasion and crit. Water boosts sustain. The two naturally reinforce each other. The second build is all about versatility and battlefield control. The Nameless sword gives you speed, precision, and burst, while the Nameless spear adds reach, crowd control, and defensive utility. When combined, they create a dynamic combat rhythm. Sword for duels and fast pressure, spear for spacing, AoE, and anti-ranged stability. The Nameless sword once again acts as your opener. Its charged wave attack has incredible reach and can force movement even against evasive enemies. It scales evenly across strength and dexterity and works well in both physical and elemental setups. Even lightly upgraded, Its burst potential is impressive, making it a beginner-friendly but high-ceiling weapon. The Nameless Spear complements the sword with momentum and control. Scaling primarily with strength and vitality, it naturally boosts your tankiness while giving you longer range and better stagger. Its heavy attack has built-in projectile immunity, which is a lifesaver in PvE and extremely powerful in pressure-heavy PvP encounters. Rooting enemies, interrupting their skills, and knocking them off balance are core elements of spear gameplay. So, let's take a quick look at our weapon talents. Sword talents sharpen crit chains, improve charge speed, and unlock the aerial dash / for advanced mobility and counterplay. Spear talents enhance attack speed on rooted target, extend projectile immunity windows, and grant partial CC resistance. These benefits scale naturally as you progress through the story and dungeons. Gear for this build leans into balanced offense and sustain. Accuracy ensures your sword combos land consistently. Elemental damage amplifies both weapons since their kits scale well with elemental bonuses. Max HP gives you room for mistakes and synergizes with the spear's defensive nature. Later gear refinement should focus on critical rate or damage reduction depending on your playstyle. Mystic arts amplify your core strengths. Wind Surge boosts movement and crit for clean sword openers. Dragon's Breath supercharges your charged strikes, synergizing especially well with the sword's wave attack. Spirit Flow provides area control and sustain, perfect when combined with the spear's zoning. Then, talents further define your character. Base talents give crit boosts and mythic slots. Boss talents help with stagger windows and damage reduction. And then, even PvP talents add control resistance and defensive padding by improving survivability also in PvE. Next up, our internal skills optimize momentum. Sword Wave Amplifier upgrades your burst opener. Momentum Core increases spear speed after a weapon swap. Piercing Rhythm improves crit damage and defense ignore for thrusts. And Dual Harmony keeps stamina recovery high for constant movement. And finally, our rotation blends aggression and control. We want to begin with a charged sword wave, close in with a dash, and chain your rapid combos, dodge cleave to create distance, then swap to the spear, root the target, activate your buff, and slam the ground with an empowered AoE thrust to stagger enemies and gain projectile immunity. Swap back to the sword once pressure is rebuilt. The ideal flow is a 3 to 5 second rhythm, so we burst, then zone, then burst again, and then finish with one last zone. Overall, this build is smooth, safe, and highly adaptable. This hybrid is built around motion, timing, and misdirection. Instead of pairing offense with sustain or control, this combination focuses on reshaping space and dictating tempo. The Nameless sword provides straight-line pressure, while the strategic sword adds evasive angles, deceptive repositioning, and fluidity. The Nameless sword is your baseline. It's reliable, versatile, and scales equally with strength and dexterity. Its fast combos and iconic charged wave attack help control distance and force reactions. It's forgiving for new players, but deadly in experienced hands. The strategic sword introduces finesse and unpredictability. Many of its attacks weave in subtle forward, backward, or sideways movement. It scales with dexterity and vitality, and excels at dodging attacks while striking, slipping behind enemies, and breaking lock-on tracking. Used together, these swords create a rhythm of pressure and misdirection. We want to push with Nameless sword, then reposition with strategic sword, and then finish by punishing when the enemy becomes misaligned. So, let's go over our martial arts, as it reinforces both sides of this hybrid. The Nameless sword benefits from reduced charge times, crit bonuses after dodging, and cleaner combo transitions. The aerial dash stands out as an evasive gap closer, and a repositioning tool that pairs excellently with the strategic sword's movement-heavy playstyle. While on the other hand, strategic sword's martial arts enhance stamina recovery, speed up its dashes, and turn backward slashes into safer defensive options. Higher tier nodes add debuffs, bleeds, and auto repositioning strikes that land you behind or beside your opponent. It's perfect for exploiting openings created by the Nameless sword. Gear here prioritizes precision and mobility. Accuracy ensures your rapid strike chains stay clean. Elemental damage boosts both weapons since they share scaling. Max HP prevents miscalculations from being fatal, and stamina efficiency becomes a top priority. One extra dodge or one extra reposition can decide an entire fight with this build. Then, the Mystic Arts should be focused on amplifying your movement-first identity. Wind Surge again acts as the perfect opener with speed. Ride the dragon, and return on the horse. Dramatically enhance your unpredictability by letting you charge in one direction and stab from another. Spirit Flow adds sustain without interrupting your movement-heavy style. Our talents enhance crits, stamina, and mythic flexibility. Boss talents reduce stagger vulnerability and give defensive stacking. PvP talents add control resistance, ensuring your movement-heavy combat doesn't get shut down by disables. And then internal skills lock the build together. Sword Wave Amplifier boosts your Nameless Sword's openers. Momentum. Step increases movement speed and stamina efficiency during weapon swaps. Precision Edge improves crit damage and reduces enemy defenses, amplifying your finishing blows. Dual Harmony boosts damage and stamina regen, so you can maintain your relentless rhythm longer. And finally, we have our rotation. We want to open with a charged wave, then close in, apply sword pressure, and then backward slip to reset spacing. Next, swap to the strategic sword. Use dash or angle cut to the flank, then disrupt the enemy's position, and then return to the Nameless Sword to deal the finishing damage. Overall, this cycle repeats every few seconds by creating a fast, fluid pattern of approach, misdirection, and very high DPS.